Last week we were towing the camper back from a camping trip and had a blowout, and that blowout took out the fender well and some of the sheet metal that goes around it. And it's one of those things that I don't know if I hit something or if it was going low and I wasn't aware of it. And so to avoid that in the future, I ordered over this tire pressure monitoring system, and seems like a pretty decent one. It comes in the kit with the instructions, of course. It's got a sensor which has got solar panels on it, but it also has a charge cord so you can charge it. It's got a little sticky pad to help stick it to the dash if you don't want to slide around. It's got these little locking nuts and extra O-rings in case you ever change the battery. You can replace the O-rings if it needs it. And the locking nuts actually lock the sensors on. It's got a wrench for adjusting the nut to hold a sensor on, and then the one I purchased has 6 sensors. They're all labeled left 1, 2, 3, and then right 1, 2, and 3. I believe they offer one with just 4 as well, but I wanted the extra one for my spare tire. And then they also give you this little tool to help take apart the sensor if it does need a battery change in the future. So instructions are pretty basic. They just blew away, but I read through them. And they basically, you can thread these nuts on there to lock these sensors on so they can't rattle off while you're driving, which is pretty nice of them. And then basically, this will be right number 1 right here. So you would thread this nut on, grab the wrench, thread this nut on. Oops, I dropped it. There it goes. And then you thread the sensor on. So it does say in the instructions to make sure you turn on the unit before you thread the sensors on. So we're going to turn that on, and you do that by hitting the minus and positive button. So that's powered on. It already comes set on PSI, but you can switch that if you want to use one of the other units of measurement. So now that that's on, we're going to go ahead and thread this guy on. This is R1 sensor. I did go around and make sure all my tires are set where I want them before putting these on. Alright, that one's installed. And we'll do R2 as well. Alright, well, the right side is done. Let's head over to the left side. Alright, so we're going to do left 1. Of course, I left the wrench on the other side. These are very easy to install. Alright, grab that wrench. Make sure you hold the sensor in the tightening direction while you tighten up the nut to it. That way it doesn't back off that sensor. And just like that, they're all installed. And we've already picked up pressure on all 4. As you can see, we're reading pressure on all 4 wheels. And then it's got a spot here and here for the other 2, which I haven't hooked up. I still got to get a new spare. Let's go ahead and put this in the car. The nice thing about this tire pressure monitoring system is it's wireless, and you can set this guy right up here on the dash, read what's going on in the camper while you're driving. I did test it out to see by disconnecting a sensor and letting the tire pressure drop, and it set off an alarm on this within about 20 seconds, so that's a pretty quick response. And then it's able to read live pressure while you're driving, so that's really cool. It's solar paneled, or excuse me, got a solar panel on it, so it can charge up on the dash here, or it does come with the cable to wire it if you want it wired. And then I'm going to figure out where I want to put it. I have a dash mat, so that sticky pad won't really work for me where I want it. It does say in the instructions not to set it near anything else that has remote that's aftermarket. When I say remote, that's wireless. So I do have a camera system here. I really was hoping to stick it on the top of the camera system, but it's also wireless, and I don't want them to interfere with each other. So I'll come up with a plan there, but I'm pretty happy with the system, the way it works so far. So excited to go on my next road trip.